Live, sir.
Namaste and good morning and good evening to everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Healing Mandolin. Uh, welcome Madhu garu.
Namaste.
Queen. Namaste. Madhu garu, welcome to you and over to you.
Thank you. Welcome to Healing Mandolin. Special show with special guest, Sail in Bliss. The cosmic consciousness, if ever can be seen, is a child. They said in Vedas as well as Upanishad, God is omnipresent, omniscient. Yet, if you want to see God, he's like a child. If you want to worship God, ultimately, the best method of seeing God is seeing God as a child. That's why God is worshipped as baby Vishnu called Sri Krishna. God should be worshipped as baby Shiva, as Subramanya. We all know Murugan as Sam Saravana Bhava. Subramanya eliminates the negative forces in the universe because he is equipped with Valli and Devasena, the physical power and the spiritual power of Devasena. Devasena, the soldiers of the cosmic power, the divine warriors is represented, that force is represented as Devasena. That Devasena is what we need today. The greatness of Shanmukha, the five elements and Atma, completely six face. Shanmukha may bless us, protect us, and make us transcend the state of cosmic challenges. I would request Mandarin Rajesh ji to invoke the god of snakes, the god of beauty, Sakshat Shiva, Sri Shanmukha in Kali Yuga Varada Swarupa. Thank you, Rajesh ji. Thank you,
Thank
Praveen.
you. Once Madhuji said, I'm going to start this evening with Kali Yuga Vardhan, the Ragam Vrindavan Sarangi. The speciality of this song is, of course, on Lord Muruga. And it is Lord Muruga has impacted so many people all over the world. In fact, this song was featured in the movie called, you know, um, um, Julia Roberts movie, where she comes to India in search of spirituality. And then this song was played, which was played by my brother and Guru Yushinwaji. Eat, Pray, Love. The movie name is Eat, Pray, Love. I'm going to play Kali Yuga Vardhan.
Sam Saravana Bhava. Wonderful, sir.
Thank you. Before we go call our special guest today, I would like to say that a lot of known faces, Anandji, Aparnaji, Shubhashriji, Srirataji, and of course we have a legendary Mridangam player, V. Praveen sir, Bangalore V. Praveen sir is also online. We have Trichy Murli sir, one of the finest Ghatam player, and we have so one more artist here, beautiful artist, Saraswati Ranganathanji from Chicago.
Wow.
And we are all waiting for this wonderful guest. More than a guest, he's like a family and a very good. He's like a brother to me. As you all know, he's quite famous in Bollywood, and he's got wonderful voice. Not only wonderful voice, he's got a great heart, and he's one and only Kunal Ganjawala. Namaste ji, welcome to our show.
Namaskar, Namaskar Rajesh ji, Praveen ji,
Namaste.
Madhu ji,
Namaste.
Namaskara. Sai Ram to all, and good evening, good morning in Frisco.
Thank you.
Thank
Ji.
you, Kunal ji. No words to tell about you. You were like, you came into our life at a very, very crucial moment. Thank you. And our
Swami's grace.
journey,
Yes.
Swami was wonderful. We would like you to share a lot of your experience with Swami and also with my brother and Guru Yushinwas ji. Madhuji.
Thank you, thank you. All I can say is that all, all glory and all thanks to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai. In this body, I have known God walking the earth. He's my Guru, he's my God, as Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai. Literally, Shirdi Sai took my hand and took me to Satya Sai, I can say, because I kept yearning for Shirdi Sai's darshan. We would keep going to Shirdi once, twice, sometimes, maybe more than that in a year, 3-4 times in a year. I was in school and then college, and I would keep saying, why wasn't I able to physically see you, Shirdi Baba? I would say that at the Samadhi. I would say that when I would see the Murti, and before you knew, within my first year of college itself, there was a classmate in whose house there used to be a lot of bhajans and miracles of from Krishna's photograph. You would see butter coming out. You would see pure ghee and vibhuti in writing of all religions coming on Shirdi Baba's photograph, Satya Sai Baba's photograph, Guru Nanak Ji, the Holy Kaaba. On the crucifix on Jesus's head, you would see vibhuti cross, and on the chest you would see an omkar. So all that was very, very baffling for me, because I had never seen something like that. Because in my house, we were not told that we are Hindus or we are Christians or Muslims. We were human beings. You see, we were Sanatan Dharam followers, which is universal religion. So, and the first prayer I learned besides Vakratunda was, Our Father, thou art in heaven. And that did not make a difference whether I bowed down to Krishna or whether I bowed down to Jesus, because these are figures. These are who we draw energy from. And the cosmic father is the same, you see, Paramashiva. So then when Satya Sai Bhagwan came into our lives, it was absolutely wonderful. And that's how Srinivas ji and Rajesh ji came into our lives, because we would keep seeing and hearing their music. When Swami would come out, we would hear the mandolin. So my association with darshan was mandolin, you see, and I was too naive. Music happened at a very, very later age in my life. Music came into my life at the age of 17. I didn't know accidentally. I was bullied to become a singer. But Puttaparthi, early morning, that means mandolin, the sound of mandolin. And then suddenly there was a face to the mandolin. You could see Srinivas ji, and Rajesh ji. Very often they would be, and Appa would also be there, so we would always see all three of them. But I could never muster up the courage. And even if I did muster up the courage, as soon as darshan was over, there would be thousands of people sticking to both Srinivas ji and Rajesh ji and taking their autographs. And Srinivas ji and Rajesh ji, being as humble and as shy as they are, they would keep saying, Abba, quiet, discipline. And you would lose them. So I could physically never meet, unfortunately, I could never meet Srinivas ji. And, I only saw him the day he left to be with God, you see. and only his physical body was there, and he wasn't in total peace even then. But of course, everybody else was quite and understandably so. And Swami had sent us from Bombay. He had given us a message to give that Srinivas is, there's no was, that he is a Gandharva, and he's the Gandharva of the highest form. There are pedigrees in Gandharvas also. And he gave a packet of vibhuti which had come out of Swami's photograph. From Swami's chest, this packet of vibhuti had come out at my uncle's house, Mr. Prashant Palikarji's house. And I was directed to go and give that vibhuti to be applied on Srinivasji's forehead and body. So imagine my plight. I was going and I didn't even know how Rajeshji looked because I had just been introduced to him by Harmeet over the phone. And I went, and as graceful as all the people in Maruti Nilayam are, the Mandolin family, Uppalappu family, Rajeshji, in spite of such a sad day in their lives, so gracefully he took the vibhuti, opened the coffin, and put it all over Srinivasji's head and body. And so that was how. So when I was so scared, I thought I'll be given 2 slaps by Rajeshji or the mother and father because of what had happened. Nobody expected Srinivasji to exit the way he did. But then God has plans, So that's how. But their firm faith in Bhagwan, which is steadfast. Everybody else's faith could have been uprooted, but their family and the purity of Appa, Amma, both Akkas and Rajeshji and Srinivasji, God literally resides in Maruti Nilayam, and they are all walking, talking examples of how decorum should be, what decency is, what purity is. It's wonderful. We are all humans and we all have faults, but the upbringing I saw, what I saw, even after we came from the cremation, Appa had never seen me, so he looked at me and he did namaskara. He did not have to do all that. He's Yush Srinivasji's father. But epitome of grace, everybody in the family. So I'm very humbled and very honored to know all of you and to be accepted in the family.
Same here, sir. Such a blessings that you came into our life. Thank you so much.
It's my honor, sir. Absolutely my honor.
Singer Haricharan is there. Mark Lumpkin from America, they're saying hi. Somebody wants to sing one song for us, and they are requesting is it possible for you to sing "Love Is My Form," which we recently did. Remember, all us
yes,
yes. 2 lines. It'll be nice.
Yes, I'll just do a few lines because I have not prepared for all that. Love is my. You play the key, sir. I'll join in the key that you play. Sairam, and good evening to all the people, viewers watching. I'm sorry, I just started talking to Rajeshji and Madhuji. Go for it, sir.
I think you sing, Jay. I put the drone. People are waiting for your voice to hear. Next song we'll dance together.
Love is my form, truth is my breath. Bliss is my food. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. Bliss is my food. When the mandolin is there, nothing compares.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
My life is my message. Expansion is my life. No reason for love. No season for love. No birth. No death. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. Bliss is my food.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, always enjoyed working with you. We did a couple of songs, a couple of
yes.
I still can't.
I think you are one of the finest studio musicians I have met. You're great at your live, you're great at kacheris, you're great at fusion. But when I saw you, because I had never met you inside a studio, I met you in extraordinary circumstances. But when we had to, every first or second take, there is no third take. Whatever interpretation he does, whether it's an English pop song, whether it's a gospel song, whether it's a anything, non-rag, it's
Credit goes to
unbelievable.
both the gurus, Swami and my
Yes,
brother.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
very kind of you,
fantastic.
so kind of you.
And Appa.
Yeah, of course. He's the Bada Guru. Madhuji,
Phenomenal.
you wanted to ask you a question, so
Yes, please, please.
wow.
Madhuji, did you want to ask, or should I, or was I going to ask?
Please,
Madhuji.
either way.
नहीं Madhuji, आप पूछिए.
Sure, sure. So
Oh, what a
today,
beautiful Shanmukha you're wearing.
thank you, Ji. I wanted to say Shanmukha is great. Somehow I wanted to make a humble statement. Shanmukha is in our heart.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Art.
I have the most beautiful picture of Shanmukha from the Kanchipuram temple in my mandir room.
Oh,
It's the cutest. I had prayed to Swami saying that if you give me a son, make him look like Shanmukha.
wow.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And
My
he has
question.
a son who
Yes.
looks like Mrinal Sai.
Yes, Mrinal Sai.
Sir, I want to ask a question, Kunalji. First of
Please.
all, I'm a fan of you, and even
Oh.
before I met you, some of the great Mahesh Babu movies, you
Oh,
songs
yes.
are the most motivating. I'm a fan of those. I want to
Yes.
ask, we are in this real world of materialism as well as spiritualism.
That's
And
right.
you being there very close to Bollywood and some of the very popular numbers in Hindi, I don't want to mention all the list, but great numbers you sing. How do you manage this world and that world? Which one did you choose and why did you choose? And how do you balance these two?
Interesting. Normally in the material world, this question is not asked because everybody is so consumed by materialism.
Yes.
This question was only asked in Puttaparthi to me for the first time and now for the second time here. And in Kodai, second time, this is the third time. Kodai also, it was when Swami was there. First of all, let me tell you that I became a singer. I got connected to music by complete chance. I'm a Destiny's child. It is only Swami's grace. I was bullied in the year 1919, my first year of college, and I was ragged. I was forced to sing. I was not beaten up. There was no money extortion. There was no traumatization by God's grace, thank God. But they just insisted that I sang. So that's how I discovered. So I have no credit to take. I don't have any stories to say that I was 3 years old and playing the tanpura and the harmonium or tabla. Like Srinivasji's grace that he was playing professionally from the age of 5 and then give concerts. So it was all surprise. And then when music happened, I didn't aspire to become a playback singer. I just liked singing because it was given as a gift. So I was discovering it. And suddenly one thing led to another. There was struggle. Nothing was given easy. And I'm thankful for that. But when suddenly there was worldwide success and there were concerts and 18 city tours in America. And I was going all the way from Fiji till South America to North America to Japan to everywhere. So all around the globe, right? So suddenly there was that whole thing of, oh, wow, you had tasted, the forbidden cup, so to say. You had tasted the forbidden cup. And so, but there was a turmoil from within because the more I got this, the more I was going away from reality, the more I was getting attracted to the limelight and to the fame, which somehow this fame makes you believe that it's yours. You see, it's got a hypnotic feeling about it. It's like Kaa the snake in Jungle Book, and it hisses and it looks into your eyes and you get hypnotized. I realized that everybody around was falsely. I realized that this was all not real, but you can't believe it in that moment. But I wanted that freedom which I had before this, when I was anonymous. I always asked. And then I realized that they were all kind of making me, I was crutched. They were coming as friends and then making me depend on them. So that dependency on your own inner God was going away. So very early in my career, in 2004, I got all the awards. My big song happened. I'd already sung a few before that. And so I wrote a letter to Satyasai in the physical form. In 2005, I wrote a letter saying, I only want to depend on you, my inner God, Swami. Everybody else is just using me selfishly. And I don't like depending on them. I only want to depend on my family, my parents, and I want to depend on you. I was there for 4 or 5 days on that trip in Puttaparthi. And I mentioned a few names of powerful people who were sort of, there was an undercurrent of blackmail. Swami didn't take it the first day. And as Swami came close, those negative thoughts started coming that if Swami takes that letter, that means I will actually, Swami will take it away. That means he'll control my life. And then suddenly I will be cut off from the film world. So that, you know, the devil started playing its games, so to say. The devil is nobody, it's within you, the good and the bad in you, right? And they're all God. So the first day, Swami didn't take the letter. He came morning, evening, he looked at me. The moment he would look at me, I would hide the letter. The second day, third day, the fourth day, I was convinced that no, I have to give it. The moment Swami came, I said, no. Let me enjoy this success for a little longer. Swami came, asked for the letter, and he took the letter and went. Somewhere there was a relief, and this was the year 2006. In 2014, when Swami took us in the subtle form to Kodaikanal for the first year, when Swami again started Kodai, Swami made me talk. He told me to get up and talk to the students and the guests. There I narrated this incident. Then Swami took the mic and said, you see, on the fourth day, I had to take the letter from him. But why didn't you give it to me on the first day only? Why were you thinking so much? So somewhere it was very difficult for me because I enjoyed the success and it's been going on even now. But the grace, when you have your guru's grace, when you have God's grace, when you have your parents' grace, you see, and when you have a few well-wishers, you don't need too many. When you have those well-wishers, they help you cross this mirage, this false sense of high and me, I, me, myself. So initially it was very difficult for me and it took time. So Swami didn't take it away because somewhere he knew deep down that I was enjoying part of it. So he gave me many more years till I actually said, please take it away. He physically took it away from me in 2006, but he waited till a good 2013, 14 when he said enough, because he was back in the subtle form and there was very little time because he kept saying that time is running out. I have come to save you. Don't miss out. So if that answers your question.
Beautiful, Ji.
Amazing, Ji. I would like to share something, if with your permission, Kunal Ji.
Please, please.
We all respect and we all give so much importance to our Guru's words.
Yes.
Kunal Ji, I don't know whether I could have done that. When he was in his peak of his career, Swami said, no more Maya. He actually cut off from his professional things just for Swami. I don't think so. Even I can do that. When you are in your peak, especially into an industry like that industry, can you just explain, tell a little bit about it, Ji, please?
Sure, sir. So this particular thing that Madhuji asked me and what Rajesh Ji is asking me is exactly the same thing. When he told me that, you have come from cinema to Sai Ma, he said. Cinema to Sai Ma. So I used that word and I was totally, he's saying, I have saved you, because that is completely hollow, even for reality shows. Indian Idol approached me in the 3rd and 4th season. They gave me a checkbook, a blank check to be a judge. But from within, Swami had said that, no, your job is to entertain, your job is to give good vibrations to people. You see, I had already been the judge on 2-3 serial on television shows on Z, on Star. and Indian Idol wanted me, and I just told them no. Those were very big multi-million dollar deals. But from within me, Swami had taken over, and he was controlling. He was directing me not to judge, because, and he told me in Kodai that the vibrations that come when you unfortunately have to reject some, because there'll be only one winner. So he said that negativity is not meant for you. You may laugh your way to the bank, but you are mine, and I will not let you get drowned in all this Maya. So I was very grateful that even if I was slightly shaken initially, my guru was holding me. I cannot thank him enough, because we are human. We are controlled by the Panchadhatus, and we are completely in that control, and we think we are this body, right? And giving up, once Swami commanded that you've come from cinema to Saima, now why would I even turn back and go? Yes, the passion to create music is still very much alive.
Yes.
But everything I do for my God. Whether I do a jingle, whether I do a song, whether I do a concert. And there are umpteen number of concerts, almost all, where sometimes I'm so tired, I have no voice left, and the concert just comes out brilliant. Sometimes we are performing in a venue where there is like a tall building right in front of the venue. The slapback is so bad. My sound engineer during sound check says, we cannot do this show. And the show happens like there was no building standing. And that building turns out to be Swami's temple. So 3-4 times it's happened. We are in the middle somewhere of NTPC, and there was this crazy amphitheater, beautiful, but there was a big wall, and that turned out to be Swami's temple, like that. And sometimes it's not there, but he's protecting, he's picking up. The footprints that you see on the beach are only one pair, only two, and they are definitely not mine in so many circumstances.
Definitely.
And to cut off from a career, it was very difficult. But the moment it dawned on me that I wasn't the doer, God is, it became easy. I have just recently joined social media. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram because I want to follow some people in the West and in people like Rajesh ji and Srinivas ji, for all the posts, all the pictures of how they were touring. So many artists in the West, Lata ji, Asha ji, I want to follow those people. That's why I've come on Instagram, and that's why I've not bothered getting a blue tick mark and all that, because I want to be anonymous. And I'm enjoying. Otherwise, anything to promote myself in my career, I have not done from the time Swami has said no, bas. So everybody wonders why I'm not cutting music, why I'm not getting sponsored YouTube hits channels. But I'm saying, if God has already provided me with bread and butter where I can live this life peacefully, then Rajesh ji thinks he can't do it, but I know he's in the process of doing it.
By Swami's grace, sir.
Yes.
One day. Sir, amazing. I mean, it's in fact, this show is all about inspiring people, and then one of the best shows, because we need inspiration, especially times like this with the pandemic going around. People are losing hope. Hope is very, very important. I think our gurus' blessings and people like you come to the shows, Madhuji, inspire us, and then keep going. I want us to do one song.
Before we move on, because you said such an important thing, we were discussing this sometime back. Remember, Rajesh ji, that Srinivas ji also, who's an epitome of purity. As in, I don't think, from all the stories that I've heard from so many other musicians, you're his brother, but from other musicians also, where you hear saying that Srinivas Anna has been never heard or seen anywhere where there is someone else's criticism going on. You will not find Anna sitting in that room. You will not find Anna participating in that. You will never find Anna talking negative about anybody. Only good things. And all he does is practice, and he's doing his puja, his practice, and that's it. And his family. That's what his world was.
Or anybody talking bad, he'll just leave. He never entertains negative energy. That's very important. That's I think that's the aura around him. Positive, so much of positive.
So as difficult as I thought it used to be, or it could be, to be pure and to be connected to purity, it's two sides of the same coin. It's very easy to get lured into negativity. At the same time, it's very easy to be lured into positivity. So, you know, I have been on the other side. It's easy to commit to making a mistake and then saying, "Arey," but to learn from that mistake is prudence. If we keep making that mistake, God will give you a million chances, but we cannot be rectifying for the millionth and first or millionth and 10th time. It's better if we learn in the 10th attempt or 100th attempt or a millionth attempt, but don't lose your opportunity. जितना मुश्किल लगता है हमको उतना ही आसान है. You see,
Very nice.
it's two sides of the same coin. Please ask me, sir. What song do we need to perform?
Just play a bhajan. Which one? That's
Sure. Yeah, I have a favorite bhajan, sir, from this album that we presented at Swami's Lotus Feet called Faith. You know, because I've
I'll
always, yes, please. I've always been very upset when people fight over religion. You know, Sanatan Dharam is the oldest religion, and then there are all the other beautiful smaller baby religions after that. You see, and I've always wondered, and I've always waited and wondered why people fight. Why people say that mine is the only religion, mine is the only way. So when I wrote this album, I wrote a rock and roll song for Swami. I wrote a beautiful composition, which was my first darshan. Then we wrote this beautiful song called Tum Hi More, which was composed by Nandini Shrikar. And these words were given by Swami. I have never written words for a song after that album or before this album. But this all came in 2 hours, this entire song with 2 charanas. It's called Tum Hi More, sir. If you can
I'll
give
follow
me
you.
D, if you can
Yeah.
give me D, sir. Thank you. तुम ही मोरे गिरधर ना कर, तुम ही मोरे घन श्याम, परथी के राजा शिरडी निवासा, तुम ही अयोध्या इतना प्यार पाया है तुमसे, इस जीवन को राह मिली, तुम ही मोरे गिरधर ना कर, तुम ही मोरे घर श्याम, तुम ही मोरे भगवान. There's something, no? And Nandini, she came to the studio, she saw these words, she pulled out a 12-string guitar and composed it on the spot. This is not her composition, this is Swami composing. Words suddenly started coming when she wrote, so she was also fiddling her way. Within from say 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock, the song was composed, written, mixed, everything. So, you know, when Swami wants something,
his blessing is there. Music always happens like that. God's blessing is there. It just happens.
तुमसे ही जीवन तुम बिन लगे ना, मन मोरा बाबरा कन्हैया, मन मोरा बाबरा. Please, sir. तुमसे ही जीवन तुम बिन लगे ना, मन मोरा बाबरा कन्हैया, मन मोरा बाबरा. अश्रु बहे नैनों से ओ साई, अश्रु बहे नैनों से ओ साई, दर्शन है अब तो, दर्शन दे अब तो, इस जीवन में मिल जो गए हो, बांधे रखो मोरे राम, तुम ही मोरे गिरधर ना कर, तुम ही मोरे घन श्याम.
आपका आवाज तो हमें वृंदावन बांके बिहारी मंदिर चले गए. बहुत अच्छा.
Yes, thank you. You know, भगवान की कृपा है और कुछ नहीं.
बहुत अच्छा.
आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे राजेश, you were asking me something, sir.
Madhuji wanted to...
Your voice has become soft.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Madhuji wanted to ask you a question. So he's been
Please,
waiting.
please, Madhuji, please.
I wanted to ask you, Ji.
Yes, please.
When did you meet Swamiji? How was the first time you met? Where did you meet?
It was the year 1992. Swami had come for darshan to Bombay. I had just started going for bhajans to Lata Mangeshkar ji's building. The building Prabhu Kunj. It's called Prabhu Kunj, where God resides. That is the name of Lata Mangeshkar and Asha ji's building where they reside in Bombay. And they still do, you see. And on the 6th floor, there was a Tamil family, an Iyengar family, whose daughter was in my college. And so in their house, the bhajans had started. So I was going there every Thursday because I'd seen all these miracles. And until then, I was not a Swami devotee. It's the day Swami gave me darshan in the physical form. He just took me into him, literally, you know. So suddenly, after about 1.5, almost 2 years of me going there, auntie, who was very impartial, she would give everybody, bhajans would happen, whatever prasadam came from Swami's photographs. Sometimes you would see liters and liters of pure cow ghee coming from Shirdi Baba's murti. It would just keep coming, and it would get immersed. The whole murti, murti would get immersed. And so she would never talk to us. She had 3 daughters, Priya, Geetu, and Chinna. And so one day she suddenly called and said, Kunal, Swami is coming to Bombay, and I have some special tickets of the first row. Everybody wants this ticket. I have for my family, and I have one extra, but I want to give it to you. Swami from within is saying, so at that time there was no mobile phone. This is 92. So I said, 1 second, auntie, hold. So I told my mother, Amma, I'm not interested in meeting any Swamiji. I was only 17, 18 years old. I have to go for Bombay film ka premiere. Bombay was premiering in 92. A.R. Rahman sir's first film. You see? So my mother told me no. And that time we didn't know that Swami is just a guru or a saint. So my mother said, if a saint is drawing you to him, and if auntie is saying, then you must go. So because my mother said, I didn't say no to her. So I said, okay, when is it? So she said, after 2 days, Swami is coming. So you come. So I went to, at Worli, you have Jewel of India and that Nehru Planetarium. There Swami was giving darshan. And so that moment, and from Swami's pictures, I always thought that Swami must be like Shirdi Baba, almost 7 feet tall. So I was waiting. Suddenly you could hear shh. And then suddenly Swami came, and I couldn't see Swami's legs. He was floating in an orange robe. And oh my God, I'm remembering that moment and I'm getting goose pimples all over. And there he was. And he came. We were in the second row in the center. And he came, and they were making announcements, don't come close to Swami, don't come close to Swami. And suddenly Swami came and stood right in front of me there in that. And I was in the aisle. I had the aisle seat. And Swami stood there, and with both hands, he just looked at me and he started giving blessings, and he stopped. His eyes locked with mine. So I have no remembrance When I came down on my knees, because I was standing, next thing I know, Priya, Geeta auntie's daughter, sorry, Gayatri auntie's daughter, she said, get up. Swami's already gone and sat down. So I don't know what happened in those last 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. And Swami was already seated about 15-20 seats away from me. And she kept nudging me. I remember that. So I told her, but they are saying, don't go close to Swami. What you're nudging me and saying, go to Padnamaskar. And I didn't know what Padnamaskar was, because these are all South Indian terms. I come from a North Indian family. So all I understood was she saying, go and take Namaskar. So then I said, what happened to me? She's saying, no, you came down on your knees. Swami looked at you, blessed you, smiled, and then Swami went and sat down. And I've been trying to tell you to come out of your trance. So that was my first darshan, and it was a beautiful song that Swami made me write in this album called First Darshan, which we can do another time because we'll keep coming and talking.
Yes, definitely.
A few lines from that, Ji, please.
Okay, I'll find it because I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, let me find it and I will do it. By then we can continue talking.
And Rajesh,
Rajesh ji, play something, sir. I have not heard your mandolin in almost 2 weeks.
Now I know why we call sail in bliss. It's completely sailing in bliss.
Yes, absolutely.
And divinity.
Absolutely.
Rajesh sir.
क्या बात है?
Did you get the song, sir?
I'm still finding it only. Remember we performed in front of Swami in Bali? Yeah. That's the same song. The first time I saw you, Sathya Sai Baba, I can't tell you what I felt. That's the song. That's what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
I had never composed before that, Madhuji.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's only after my son was born that I've taken some time out from my life and I've gone back to my composing. But this entire album was 2001, which is 19 years ago. And we recorded this entire album over 3-4 months, because every time the studio was downtime, we would record, because none of us had money. We were all just making enough pocket money to use in transportation. And but anyway, I remember the Pallavi, I think.
Something I have learned, which I liked about you, Ji, one more quality. Every great moment you had, somehow you composed as a song or something, and you preserved the originality or the beauty in poetry and music.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yeah.
Ji,
go on.
Today, when everybody knows that you're going to be guest, and one important friend of mine called me and I said, it's going to be live today with you. And he said he wants to come as a surprise guest today.
Yes, I can imagine who it is.
You're taking
Mad Max.
Astrology, Mad Max. Predicting.
Sir, you started predicting, Ji.
No manam. There's my Mad Max is there.
Yes.
क्या बात है?
You have proper accompaniments. He is there.
क्या बात है?
There'll be a lag, otherwise we could have jammed after many ages.
Absolutely.
Harmeet ji, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Let's welcome Harmeet Manseta ji. Rajesh ji, please introduce us to Harmeet ji.
Harmeet ji is one of the best pianists in our country. He's a very, very humble, very difficult to get on the line. Gopal ji knows that.
Oh, absolutely. Srinivas ji's most favorite musician.
Wow.
That's not true. I was blessed by Anna, but no, it's not true. Yeah, that's not true. I was blessed by. I was blessed to be in his presence. Unfortunately, I didn't learn what I've learned, but I was whatever good karma I did in my last lives. I was blessed to be in his presence.
And Harmeet is also the instrument chosen by God to introduce me to the mandolin family. Again, Swami's grace.
Yeah, that's just Swami's grace.
Ji, did you get the song?
No, but we can. But now that I'm seeing you and Harmeet, automatically the words will flow.
Wonderful. Harmeet ji. D.
Yeah,
English,
you'll be
but
on D minor.
D minor.
Just treat it as D minor, and you'll be fine.
Y'all give me the sur. I'll come in that. Give me the. The first time I saw you, Satya Sai Baba, I can't tell you what I felt. I felt the love of a million suns. Yeah, today somehow words are failing me because I was prepared for conversations.
So there's a lag. There's a serious lag.
No, that's okay. The lag is fine.
We can't be insane.
No, I know. Somehow,
unless we do it like ad-lib without time, then we can still match because we ad-lib.
This is the only book I have in which all my songs are written, but that song is just not coming up. I'm looking for it.
Swami wants it. Whatever comes in front of you, please sing it. Still, it is bliss.
Yeah.
Swami
देखो है ही नहीं जो गाना स्वामी का है वो आ ही नहीं रहा है
It's cool.
First darshan आ गया
So listen, we won't keep a tempo going because definitely there will be a mismatch. We'll do it just I'll try and follow you, so even if we are not exactly syncing, because ad-lib, it should still hopefully make some musical sense.
Yeah. When I saw you the first time, Satya Sai Baba, I can't tell you what I felt. I felt so much love like I've never before. Compassion and care in your eyes. Go on and go for it. Go for it.
You'll be on D minor. No need to detune. D minor and you're fine.
So play whatever you want. I'll pick it up from there.
We're on D. Go for it. We're on D.
Freedom I felt from all my desires. Never felt so much peace inside. I'm falling so deep in the depths of my soul. I'm feeling so much peace. I'm sure we've met before. Take it away, sir. Rajesh ji and Harmeet. So exactly, Madhuji, Rajeshji, and Harmeet, what I saw, those few moments where Swami looked into my eyes, when I saw you the first time, Satya Sai Baba, I can't tell you what I felt. I felt so much love like I've never before. Compassion and care in your eyes. Freedom I felt from all my desires. Never felt so much peace inside.
Beautiful.
I'm falling so deep in the depths of my soul. I'm feeling so much peace. I'm sure we've met before. So Swami kept telling me that this is not the first time we've met. This is not the first time we've met. You see?
So beautiful. So
You from 7 months.
So I'm like that Gopika who's meeting Krishna. No?
very, very beautiful. They say Rishi have taken birth in Vrindavan as bushes and trees and birds in order to experience the divinity.
Absolutely. I've been to Vrindavan only once. I've been to Vrindavan only once, and it's so pretty, you know. But to be partial to the Krishna I have seen in the form of Satya Sai, nothing beats Puttaparthi and Mudanhalli and Vrindavan campuses. You know, for me, when I actually went to the physical Vrindavan, I was remembering the Vrindavan I know in Bangalore.
So nice.
No, because what you have physically, when you have touched Krishna, when you have seen him feed the cows on Ashtami, and when you've seen the butter coming out of the photograph and you tasted that butter, the Krishna within, no? So why? So suddenly the Vrindavan which I saw, the actual Vrindavan, what can I say? Nothing was more or less, but what you feel, you know, when you meet your physical mother, then you cannot, you know, you can only have one mother, like they say, no?
Exactly. Exactly. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. You know, what is adding up? No, amazing experience. You say you are, you know, saying it, and Harmeet playing it. It's so melodramatic, and then you are saying
Yes.
about Lord Krishna and his music is. Harmeet ji, क्या बात है, sir? Let's do a bhajan, Shankara, Shiva Shankara, but more like an ad lib will do.
Sure.
What, Harmeet ji?
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Yeah, that was nice. 1-1. No, it's nicer. One more time. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, शंभो। क्या बात है। शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंभो महादेवा। शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकरा शंभो। शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंभो महादेवा। Madhuji, I have a question. Madhuji.
Yes, Ji. Sir.
I've always not been confused, but it baffles me why God keeps talking in parables all the time. Why can't
Because
there be a
it
little
makes it easy for him.
clarity?
No? He also has to have a get out of jail card, no?
Sorry?
It makes it easier for him. He also has to have a get out of jail free card, no? Once in a while.
Sure.
That is a question for Madhuji.
Yes. Actually,
my question
I have
was
a question
half
for you, Ji. Harmeet Ji, I have a question for you later.
it's half. That is only half the question. What I feel is I have always been attracted to Shiva. I have always prayed to Shiva.
yes,
But
Ji.
then they say that Vishnuji is the Karta Harta of this,
Universe.
of the living world, of the living world.
Yes.
Somehow I have not been attracted to Vishnu. So what does that mean? Shiva, Hari and Har are the same.
Correct.
Hari is in dhyan of Hara and Hara is in dhyan of Hari. Okay.
Yes.
That eternal confusion is over now. I'm not confused because I used to wonder why Shiva used to keep his eyes closed and why Vishnu is also lying on Sheshnag, but they both are one.
Correct.
But they've divided the roles into Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh as the creator, sustainer, and destroyer.
Yes, Ji.
But why these bifurcations, sir?
But actually, more or less, first question I will answer first. Why
Please, sir.
in parables? Because sometimes when we listen a parable, we will not know the meaning at that minute,
Correct.
but we will know the many meanings over a period of time.
Yes.
I want to tell us this real story of Swami, because one of the great devotees of Swami, Sai Babaji,
Yes.
he is the head of one of the countries in the world, and his son is my friend.
Okay.
So the son fell in love with a Korean girl.
Mm-hmm.
The actual story, what happened was, he took his son to Swami.
Oh.
And he asked, Swami, here is my son, please bless him. I want to get his marriage performed. It's a real story, a devotee of Swami. Swami looked at the father. What did he say? He said, I want to get his marriage performed. Swami said, marriage, mirage, mirage, mirage. And he walked into the room. That's all. He didn't say anything. Marriage, mirage, and he went in. So this devotee, who is a head of Sai organization, very big man, very close to Swami, I don't want to mention any name, thought, why Swami said like this, mirage. Yeah, every marriage is a mirage. Maybe that's what he meant. And few months have passed. This boy went to Korea and he didn't know the language. He met a Korean girl in a train who became friends, then girlfriend, then married her. Her name is Miraj. Look at how far Swami has seen. So at that minute, there is one meaning. Marriage is a mirage. When incident happened, there is another meaning. The words of God have many thousands of meaning. Eko Vishnu Mahat Bhutam Pratak Bhutan Neskasya Teen Lokam Yapta Bhutatma Bhunte Visvabhugavyeha. He himself is manifesting in so many forms. How do we understand with these two eyes, three-dimensional perspective? How do I understand the infinite dimensional manifestation of the infinite words and feelings and emotions, who has lived eons and eons of time and timeless, unbounded lokas? How do we exactly understand each word? We haven't understood Om yet. We haven't understood one letter. How do we understand God if we cannot speak in parables? It's encrypted.
Sure.
There's one small incident I have to tell. One small. Somebody went to Nadi leave. Brajesh, can you bring a palm leaf? Somebody went to Nadi leave. They got a leave done. And the person has to be performed a surgery. They asked a question, can we perform the surgery? In the leaf, it is written, Shastrachikitsena Jivati. Shastrachikitsena Jivati. You know, you might have heard Ole, not many authentic ones are available. So this one, for example, Nadi leaves like these. Like it's written hundreds of years ago, some predictions. So they wrote there, Shastrachikitsena Jivati. They performed the surgery and the person died. So what the hell? They went to the leaf again. You're wrong. Sorry, the reader said, give me a minute, let me check. He said, oh my God, I did a very big mistake. Because it is written there, Shastrachikitse Najivati. Shastrachikitse. He read the space mistake. Shastrachikitse Jivati. No. Shastrachikitse Najivati. If perform the surgery, he will not live. So human beings, we cannot understand the space given by God. How do we understand words? The only way is mystifying them. Only way is saying things. Yes, just today I was reading Guru Ashtakam of Sankaracharya. Sariram surupam tathava kalatram yasascha ruchitram dhanam merutulyam manascher nalagnam guru rangri patmi. A person who cannot focus on the lotus feet of Guru, what is life for? What is the purpose of life? Each stanza of Guru Ashtakam is addressing one sign of zodiac he has written. First one is written about body, that is Mesha. Second about family, money profit. Third about growth. So it is encrypted into astrological phenomenon. It is also a parable.
It is.
So, and coming to the second question, I'll take less than a minute. I know time is...
No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what time is there, but I'm I'm enjoying what you're saying.
Thank you. The second thing is, the gods are made, exactly, there are lokas and gods who exist. But at the end of the day, antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha sudurlabha. That means it is human being who is making these journeys.
Right.
A person is starting his life in Mooladhara Chakra. When an animal is born or is born in an animal, he's at Mooladhara, first chakra. Then he is reaching Manipuraka, let's say Swadhisthana. I'm skipping some for the purpose of time. When he is reaching Manipuraka, he is realizing Lakshmi and wealth. When he is reaching Anahata, he is becoming love, he is becoming Jesus. He is realizing and having darshan of Vishnu or Krishna. When he is reaching Vishuddhi, he is understanding Radha Krishna. When he is reaching the third eye, he is reaching Shiva. When he is reaching here by his own evolution and change in thinking, when he is materialistic and he wants to have more and more lands, it is Mooladhara Chakra. He just stuck in property. When he wants only relatives are great. I have some friends and relatives who think only if a person is a relative, he is God. Everybody else is an idiot. It's Swadhisthana Chakra. And there is somebody who is loved all his life. He wrote like hundreds of love letters to every girl in the college. That is Anahat Chakra. Later he realized, like Chalam, he became great devotee of Ramana Maharshi. He realized that love is not in a girl or a boy, but love is actually eternal. Then he's reaching Akasha and he's reaching Ajna. He's able to see the whole universe as a glimpse. So a person became Vishnu, a person became Shiva. When in Sahasrara, he's one with Brahma. It is him who is actually moving around. When I close my eyes, there is no universe. When I die, there is no universe. When I am born, the universe came. It is a subjective universe. Seemingly objective, it is subjective. Quantum physics is also saying that. When you don't look at moon, there is no moon. That's actually the concept of physics right now. When you don't look at moon, so you are creating this universe from ethereally from within you. So these forms are function calls of God, and they're responding when you're invoking, pressing those buttons. You're placing those notes. Today, Harmeet, it's a fortunate to meet him. He's pressing certain keys and that music is playing.
Correct.
Amazing, Madhuji. I want to ask Harmeet one question. Harmeet,
Yes,
are
sir.
you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we all go to Swami's darshan, why do you run away from Swami? He is the biggest devotee. You know how many times he does Hanuman Chalis and nobody knows. Kunalji.
Who, me? No. Why do you see? It's like you have all these questions, and you're pretty sure that there's no good, straightforward answer to them. And so you have it in your mind that next time if I have a chance to meet Swami, I will nicely ask him this question, respectfully, or very respectfully, obviously. And then we'll see what he has to say. Thing is, when you actually come face to face with him, I don't know, mysterious things happen. You just don't feel like opening your mouth only. I don't know how it is. And it's not fear. It's not just fear. It's like, I don't know.
Silence in front of the all-knowing being.
It's not a Jedi mind trick. It's a divine mind trick. It's like in that movies, no? So I mean, you have no questions. Oh, I have no questions. All your questions are answered. All my questions are answered.
Yeah.
There are no risks to be answered anymore. Okay, whatever you say, God. That's it. That's what happens.
See, Madhuji, we have people like you to explain, and because times like this, we need people like you to explain and give us some hope. Kunalji, seriously, all your experience were like really giving us so much of inspiration. Thank you for this.
Likewise.
Harmeet, thank you, and Madhu Garu, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's a big privilege.
Thank you for having
Very, very happy to meet you all again.
Yes, we should do one more at some point where, we will let Rajesh ji talk about some things and Madhuji and Harmeet talk, because this time y'all asked me, so I was speaking, and I'd like to be the listener.
No, but we have some more questions, but the time is at, we don't have much time.
So we can do a second episode whenever.
And then we'll ask Madhuji a question.
Yes, that'll be lovely. And, I want to ask him about astrology and how it's connected and how deep should one go or not go. And
probably he can give a quick explanation to you. Right?
God, Guru, and astrology.
Absolutely. Sir, there is a lot of belief in astrology in this world. Astrology is a great science of light. Jyotish Shastra is light. The way I would explain is, I am on this highway and I have my headlights on. It's very dark outside.
Right.
The lights are showing me the way. Astrology will show the road. But one has to remember, there is only so much the headlights will show. It can only show until the curve and road turning is there. It cannot show after what is after the turning. Nobody except Parabrahma knows future. One should.
Can we also say it's a little bit like when we are, for example, traveling in a car, and say like oftentimes I've been privileged to travel with Rajesh ji in Tamil Nadu when he's going for Kacheri and all. So that time, for example, we will put on the Google only to see that maybe there are 1, 2, 3 roads going to the place. So we will see which is a probably better road to take.
That's all.
Not 100%, but okay, the traffic seems to be more on this particular stretch of highway, so we can take a detour there. Maybe something like that. It cannot be 100%, but it will give you a good idea for the next 2 hours.
That's all.
Something like that.
I want people to, Harmeet, believe to that degree only. I know people over-believing. Nowadays, there is a lot of marketing. Over-believing spirituality is the biggest problem. Earlier in my childhood, there was a lack of information. Now there is over-information. People are selling some unbelievable objects. They're creating artificially, selling it for the lakhs of rupees and making money. So just we have to be aware of what is great. Astrology has limitations. It tells what is the best path. End of the day, human willpower is the highest. We are destined to change destiny. That's why lines in the palm change every 7 days. I can show somebody every 10 seconds, I can detect micro lines. They're changing because human mind has the ability to change their own destiny. Our destiny is in our hands.
One more small question. Is it also true, I don't know if this is right or wrong, that the right hand, the lines change as we go on in life and we go through experiences, so we also change. And as we change our own karma, present karma, it starts to take effect. So those lines start to, like you said, there are small differences that become noticeable over time. But the left hand is sort of what we are born with. So that doesn't change. Is that true?
It
or
is
not
true.
really?
Not really. There is a small change. Right hand, as you said, is how we do things. Left hand is what God gave. The beauty is, for a spiritual person, lines in the left hand change a lot because God's giving more.
Wow, I didn't know
So
that.
this is
So
a
what
very
God
rare-
gave means, if we can talk about like, okay, so we have lived so many incarnations,
Yes.
and so we are like the sum total of all that we have done over many lives.
Yes.
So when we are born into a certain life and the lines on the left hand develop as we grow in this body,
Yes.
those kind of indicate all our past, what we are in this life, what we have come with, based on all our actions in previous lives. Something like that is what I wanted to ask you about that.
Absolutely, Ji. In the left hand, past life things are there. In the right hand too, this is Brahma, the Ketu part. In the past life events can be read from here. And actually the Namaskaram originated very deep in palmistry. We join these two hands in front of God to tell God what you gave and what I do, I'm going to align these two.
Wow.
That's a Namaskaram.
Beautiful.
And a person, if the angle is more than 90, very separate, it's a very independent person. In front of God, we are joining these to say that I am not independent at all. I have no independent thoughts. And this is where Namaskaram came. And mudras in Natyam and everything also, Bhangimas of Murtis also came from there. Abhay mudra of God's is, this is me, thumbprint is identity of a person. And this is finger of the Jupiter. Guru is above this. He's saying, God is saying, I am above you. That is a palmistry. It's practically palmistry can be applied to gods and dance mudras. If you go to Nepal and Nepal, Bhairava, Kala Bhairava at the center of Kathmandu city is in this mudra because this is knowledge. This is sun, mount of sun, and higher knowledge is shown there. And he's in a mudra called Vyakhyana mudra, interpretation of the universe. Who else can interpret the universe more than time? And that's Kala Bhairava. Many years, there were no courts in Nepal, and anybody has to go and confess in front of Bhairava के सामने बोलो तुमने कोई गलत किया तो हाँ सर जी मैंने ही वो चोरी किया है.
क्या बात है?
काला भैरव.
We have to have one session where you can really this is so deep and also practically useful, not just curiosity kind of thing. You know, there are a lot of practical.
Definitely.
Yes, Rajesh, we should have one session where we should just ask questions to Madhuji. No, music can be played because Harmeet is multifaceted. He can play and talk.
Beautiful.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
I cannot play and talk. You cannot play and talk. Praveen cannot play and talk.
I have heard Praveen do what you are accusing me of doing, and that's why Rajesh has told him to keep quiet on both fronts when he's sitting there.
Kunalji, amazing. The way you convey things. Kya baat hai, sir?
And today I'm in front of my
proficient at doing what you're accusing me of doing.
No, my microphone. I cannot lie in front of my microphone.
Thank you so much. One last request. One few lines, and then we'll finish this session, Ji. Thank you so much.
Of course, sir. Of course. Why request, sir? You are my younger brother. Whatever you say, I will do.
Thank you, Ji.
Harmeet is also there. He's our eldest brother.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. You're older. Make things up.
I'm just kidding. Our eldest brother is Srinivas Anna.
Sairam. That's it.
Sairam. Please tell me, sir. Rajesh, you want to finish on some musical note.
No. I want you to finish
I can't hear you, sir.
And we'll finish the episode. We are at the end of this episode, so I want you.
Was there something? Can we do then the Love Is My Form where we started?
Yeah. Okay.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. We can go in a key. You can give me the drone. You can do it in your key,
No, I
sir.
want you to sing, Jay. Please.
My life is my message. Expansion is my life. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. Bliss is my food. No reason for love. Reason for love. No birth. No death. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. You know, I've experienced. On a parting note, I would want to say that when God can take care of every little creature, every little microorganism on this planet, when He can provide for even that microorganism, why do we worry? Why do we keep hoarding? Why do we keep wanting to work? Why do we want to keep snatching? Why do we want to eat more than we can digest? Why can't we just be immersed in the bliss of God as love?
May I answer on a
Yes.
slightly humorous note? God forgive me,
No,
because He likes to make things exciting. If He wants to just do it like that, then what's to worry? He'll keep you till that end just to, oh, I think this is definitely game over. No, how can I go over? I'm here. But he'll keep you till that edge because he has to make it
Yeah.
exciting for himself. No, for him it's a
Yeah.
movie.
Sure.
So the movie
I
has to
know.
be exciting. It has to have that action thriller. See, if everything was all so sweet, but God doesn't like all that. So, and then he come back. Then he come back to the. But he has to have that.
like
That
he
Lalo
told
Shiva
you,
thing.
like he told you in Bali, no, that Ganesh beautiful song, the way that, you know, there was complete, you were completely connected that day, that thing that Rajesh ji and you did that day with Siva,
I
brother.
remember. I mean, I
Oh,
remember the. I can never forget the one of the most beautiful gigs of my life. But the
yeah.
point is, if you answer your question, why we should worry, we shouldn't. But he likes to just make us not doubt, but just get a little scared.
Yeah, but once and for all, the movie should get over, no?
No chance. He has to have his entertainment, no.
I also want to have that same haircut Praveen had when he took Padma Namaskar. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you all once again, sir. Thank you,
Madhuji,
Gino.
we are all excited about talking to you and finding out such lovely things which you explained today, like the mudra or the namaskara. These are lovely interpretations and truths which I was not aware of.
Thank you, Kunal.
Thank you. Sai Ram. Thank you for everybody.